So welcome back. Now, this video is all about creating your mentoring result system. In other words, giving your clients a structured way for them to get results. Okay, if you remember in the last video, we covered why it's important to have a fairly narrow mentoring niche, which means you define who you're going to work with and what specific problem you want to help them with. Now we're going to talk about creating a simple system to guide your clients to take action and get the results that they want. So why do you need a result system? Why don't you just give advice and pointers when you're mentoring your clients? Well, there are four key reasons about why you need a structured system. The first one revolves around sales. Now, it's often heard that people buy from other people that they know, like, and trust. And that's true. And we'll talk more about that in a later video. But when it comes to solving people's problems through mentoring, helping them transform themselves, they're much more likely to want to work with you if you show them that you have a system or a guide, a step-by-step method for them to get results with. They feel reassured that you know what you're talking about, and that there is a process that you can guide them with. And that will be one of the key reasons for someone actually buying your services, and a major tool that you can use to handle objections from a client. Look, just follow the steps. So the second big reason is around marketing. Now, the great thing about systems or methods is that you can give them attractive names and use them in your marketing. Not only that, but you have a structure around which you can create lots of content around the various steps. Content which you can, for example, give for free to help with your marketing on your blog, in videos, in free resources. Now, the third reason why it's a good idea is that around product creation. Now, imagine you've been mentoring clients one-to-one on how to grow their coaching business, for example. Now, how are you going to grow that business to go and work with groups? How are you going to work with groups over virtual tools? Now, having a system or a method allows you to be really creative in creating your mentoring programs and structured around the steps that you have in it. It makes your life much easier as an entrepreneur, because now you can put all of your IP down, in video, in electronically, in email, and have your clients follow that path. Now, the fourth reason is around the client results. And at the end, that's what it's all about. Now, very often you'll find that your clients just don't get the results they want because, they get distracted, they don't focus, they don't take action. But creating a method gives them something to focus on. It inspires action and guides them along the line, and ultimately it gets them the results that they want. So what do you need to do to be able to create your mentoring results system? Well, here are some of the key components that you need. First of all is a name. Now, remember the great singer back in the day called Nat King Cole, and he had a song called Unforgettable. It's a wonderful song, and you need to make the name of your system, of your product, unforgettable. You want to grab your client's attention and subconsciously their emotional system so that they remember the name. Secondly, it needs to sound good, and sound trumps sight. In other words, it's better that the words sound better together than look better together. So be creative with things like rhythm and rhyme and alliteration, but without making the name of your system sound silly. Now, another reason is around the benefits. Make an association with the result or the benefit that they're going to get if they follow the program. Use the language that they already have in their head. So you need to do some research there and try to appeal to the pain point or their aspiration. Here's an example. Wake Up Productive. That's the name of a product sold by Eben Pagan, who's a very famous marketer. And that's all about time management and productivity. But it's very clear in there what you're going to get and the result that you're looking for. Now, another consideration is status. Now, try and use words that increase your ideal client's status. Think about how your ideal client identifies the status, and then choose a name that aligns with their values. Now, maybe it's a silly example, but something that has the words VIP in it, like VIP admission, is much better than general admission for some people. But on the other hand, for other people, finding a hack or a shortcut and saving money is a reflection on their status and their values. So you need to match it with the client. Now, the next key component is around the steps or the phases of your system. Now, these can be sequential or not. And sometimes you can have a diagram, to help represent them, like a circle or pillars or a triangle or whatever. But in general, somewhere like 3, 5, or 7 steps work very well. And each step or phase should represent a key part of the journey that they need to take action on. And it'll have its own specific results or benefits. Each step can also be a mini program in itself. Each step should have a name that follows also the guidelines you use for naming your overall system. Just for examples, you can take a look at this video and this course and look at the names that I've used for the various chapters. Now, the third key component is around the content. Okay, so what goes in the various phases of your program? Well, some of the key elements are as follows. You need to start with a why. Try and give them a context about why they're doing this particular module. How does it fit into the overall plan? Then you need to go through some theory. You need to tell, actually, that's the main body of content here. What are the key lessons that you want them to take away, to learn? Okay, there could also be some systems in there, some mini sub-steps that shows them how to get from A to B, how to get the results. What you can also do is use some stories. Maybe they're your own stories or other people's stories, or other examples or case studies, anecdotes, to show them and bring, how this lesson or how this theory is brought to life and used in the real world. Another useful way of organizing the content is to have an exercise, some takeaway that they need to do. Okay, create some very clear actions that they need to do. They need to practice. Maybe it's a workbook. Maybe they need to go out into the real world and do some exercises. Maybe they need to report it back. But those things that you need to be actually asking your clients to take action on. Otherwise, they're not going to put those learnings, those theories into practice. And another ingredient is around the format. So all of this can be made into videos, for example, as we're doing now. They can be written content. They can be live lessons that you actually give in a live scenario. But those are some of the essential, I would say, pieces of the content. So not surprisingly, it's exercise time now for you. So what I want you to do is to take your mentoring niche. Remember your target who and the problem and results you want to give, and brainstorm a memorable name for your system. Break down your system into 3, 5, or 7 steps. I think 5 is very good. And name each step. Then go out and test it on 3 people in your niche, 3 contacts that you can trust, and get some feedback. Think about and ask them if it's memorable. Is there a clear benefit? Does it make them curious? Then the next thing I want you to do is actually try and design the format and flow of each step. What are the key lessons? What are the examples of stories you're going to use? Make sure it flows well and create your exercises at the end. Think about the format. So let's recap. We've covered today why you need a mentoring results system and what the key components are and how you create your first version. In the next video, we're going to start packaging and organizing your program so that the outside world can see it as an attractive program to follow and that they'll want to buy. Thank you.